Welcome back to the channel, where we dive into the untold stories of power, politics, and the secret lives of world leaders. Today, we're uncovering a side of Vladimir Putin that even shocked Donald Trump, his unbelievable security system. From invisible guards to armored convoys and food tasters that never leave his side, Putin's protection isn't just about safety, it's about power, paranoia, and control. Stay with us, because what you're about to hear will change the way you think about world leadership forever. Vladimir Putin is one of the most heavily guarded men on the planet. His security measures are so extreme, so tightly calculated, and so deeply embedded in secrecy that even Donald Trump, during his presidency, was left stunned after witnessing them up close. To truly understand why Putin's protection shocks world leaders, we have to step inside the mysterious world of the Kremlin's security apparatus, where layers of invisible shields surround Russia's most powerful man. Putin's image has always been tied to strength and control, and his security reflects that same philosophy. From the moment he took office more than 2 decades ago, his protection was entrusted to the Federal Protective Service, or FSO, a shadowy elite unit that operates more like a secret society than a conventional security agency. This is not your typical Secret Service detail. The FSO is an empire within an empire, with tens of thousands of operatives, its own intelligence wing, counterintelligence capabilities, and even control over communication satellites. The men assigned to guard Putin are not just bodyguards, they are soldiers trained to expect the impossible. When Donald Trump first met Putin as President of the United States, he had seen some of the most elite protection details in the world, including his own Secret Service and foreign security agencies at high-level summits. But Putin's presence came with something different, an aura of paranoia mixed with unmatched precision. Trump later remarked privately that he had never seen such a system, where everything, from the chairs they sat on to the glasses of water they drank, was carefully controlled to prevent any risk. One of the first things that shocks foreign leaders is how invisible Putin's security can be. At public events, he may appear with only a handful of visible guards, standing in dark suits with earpieces, much like any world leader. But the truth is that behind the cameras, there are snipers on rooftops, armored convoys circling the area, and layers of agents blending into the crowd. Some even disguise themselves as ordinary bystanders, ready to act in seconds. It is said that the FSO trains its men to react faster than human instinct, rehearsing countless scenarios until their movements are second nature. During Trump's meetings with Putin, another strange element became apparent: control of the environment itself. Wherever Putin goes, the area is swept, secured, and often shut down completely. Streets are emptied, airspace is closed, and mobile signals can be jammed at will. Trump, who was used to American-style summits filled with bustling media and constant interaction, noticed the silence that followed Putin like a shadow. It was as if an invisible wall separated him from the rest of the world. And then there's the question of Putin's food and drink. Unlike most world leaders, Putin rarely eats or drinks anything at official dinners unless it has been prepared and tested by his own team of food tasters. These tasters travel with him everywhere, even on international trips. The paranoia is not unfounded. Russia's history of poisonings, both attempted and successful, makes every sip of water a calculated risk. Trump, who enjoyed hosting lavish meals, was reportedly surprised when Putin declined food or insisted on controlled servings. But the most dramatic demonstrations of Putin's security power come when he travels abroad. His aircraft, known as Putin's Flying Kremlin, is itself a fortress in the sky, equipped with cutting-edge communication systems, missile defense technology, and luxury interiors. When Trump toured Air Force One with foreign leaders, he often highlighted its strength, but Putin's aircraft presented a whole different story. It was as much about secrecy as it was about defense. The flight paths are never publicly revealed, decoy planes are sometimes used, and his landing zones are cleared with surgical precision. What impressed Trump most, according to insiders, was not just the layers of protection, but the unpredictability of Putin's movements. The Russian president rarely announces where he will be in advance. Convoys will sometimes take multiple routes at once, with dummy motorcades designed to confuse would-be attackers. Even his personal cars, armored limousines built in Russia under the Urus brand, are not just bulletproof, they are explosion-resistant, air-sealed against chemical attacks, and capable of surviving direct assaults. When Trump saw these vehicles in person, he admitted that they looked more like rolling tanks than cars. Another detail that fascinated Trump was the physical training of Putin's guards. The FSO recruits from the most elite units of the Russian military, men with peak physical conditioning and specialized combat skills. They are trained in martial arts, sharpshooting, surveillance, and even psychological tactics to spot potential threats in a crowd. Watching them in action, Trump reportedly noticed how they never look relaxed, even in casual moments. Their eyes constantly scanned every corner of a room, reading body language and anticipating danger. The secrecy extends beyond physical protection. Putin's personal life, his health, and his exact location are all closely guarded state secrets. Trump, who lived much of his life in the public spotlight, was taken aback by how little even close aides seemed to know about Putin's private movements. In America, the president's daily schedule is often made public. In Russia, Putin's true schedule is often hidden, and televised appearances may even be pre-recorded to mask his real-time whereabouts. One of the most astonishing moments for Trump came during the Helsinki summit in 2018. While the world focused on the meeting itself, behind the scenes, Putin's team had effectively taken over entire floors of hotels, set up secure communication channels, and deployed dozens of agents in advance. Even though Trump had witnessed tight security before, the scale and secrecy of Putin's operation was unlike anything he had experienced. It wasn't just protection, it was domination of the environment. What makes Putin's security so extreme compared to other leaders is the constant threat environment he faces. Russia's turbulent political history, combined with years of internal opposition and external enemies, has built a culture of paranoia around the presidency. Trump, who often thrived in the chaos of public attention, admitted to allies that Putin lived in a different world, where one wrong move could mean assassination or political collapse. Perhaps the most telling sign of this difference is how both leaders interact with crowds. Trump, famous for his massive rallies, loved to be surrounded by thousands of cheering supporters, often shaking hands and signing autographs. Putin, on the other hand, keeps his distance. Even at public events, he rarely mingles directly with crowds without layers of separation. For Trump, this was a sharp contrast, proof that Putin's life was built not on open adoration but on controlled appearances. And that's the inside look at Vladimir Putin's extreme security measures, so secretive and so powerful that even Donald Trump couldn't believe what he witnessed. These protections don't just keep Putin safe, they send a clear message to the world about the risks of ruling Russia. What do you think? Does this level of protection make Putin untouchable, or does it reveal just how many enemies he has? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden world of power and politics, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.